class coming up here on the racetrack.
No doubt about it. Got an update to on Carson Manquist. Went down hard on the start. Come down, couldn't breathe, had the wind knock clear out of him. But as soon as the medic got to him, man, he was looking for his goggles. I want my goggles. I'm racing. I don't care if it's 38th, whatever. And Carson Manquist able to finish out the week.
Well, firing up our next race here, race 28, 250A class, brought to you by Race Tech, the world's largest aftermarket motorcycle suspension modification company, inventors of their proprietary award-winning gold valves. Race Tech gold valves provide a plush feel with drastically improved bottoming resistance and increased traction. All Race Tech products are 100% guaranteed and made in the USA.
Well, Rodney, 250A out on the track. This one's going to go 20 minutes plus 1. 20 minutes plus 1. And a familiar sight in our 250A class. .38. Even Deegan up front leading the way. Got a great jump. As we said, Dax Bennett not getting the cleanest start right now. Got some work to do.
Well, with Deegan getting that great jump, we saw this happen in Moto 1, I believe, of the, was it the 450A or
Pro Sport? The
Pro Sport class. And I mean, again, you know, I'm going to say it. We as race fans a little disappointed because we wanted to see it, but it's good to see him up front doing what he's doing right now. We'll check in with the rest of the field here in just a moment. Where is Dax Bennett and how's it going to shape up? Stick around. We'll be back after these podium presentations here.
Thanks, guys. Down here at top 3, 85cc, 9 to 11, Braxton Mess, a third place finish, man. Who would you like to thank?
My mom, my dad, Fast House Hot Wheels, 100% USA, Dirt Bike Kids, EMC Racing, AEO Power Sports, Pro Circuit. That bike was running amazing. Mega Metals, ODI Grips, Bell Helmets, and everybody else, thank you so much.
There you go. Congratulations to you, your third place finisher, Braxton Bass. All right, Gage Brown, come on up, man. A second place finish for you here today. Gage, big congratulations, man. A second place. Who you want to thank?
I want to thank my mom and dad, Jesus for keeping me safe, Grandma and Papa, Mimi and Papa, Adventure Moto, 7, 100% Bell, Roost, Aunt Sam, DBK, and On Track School, and everyone else I forgot. Thank you so much.
And what about him?
And Dan Pine.
There you go. Oh, and
David Tarno for putting on my graphics.
There you go. Hey, nailed it, brother. Good job, Gage Brown. Congratulations to you. All right, come on up, Darren Pine. I'm going to hand you, I'm going to do the #1 plate first right there, man. A bottle of champ. Hold it up, snag a photograph, and then we're going to powwow. A big congratulations to you, Darren Pine, man. Taking first place out there, buddy. Who you want to thank?
My mom and dad, 100% Beast Moto Lab, TTMX, Van Martin, JM Racing, John from JM Racing, Brandon from Bees, and Charlie Designs, and anyone else, thank you.
There you go. Oh, and
I love my mama.
Hey, we got you. Take it away, boys. How's it looking out there?
Hey, it's looking great. I love my mama too, man.
Absolutely.
All righty. 250A sees Haiden Deegan out front. Jackson Pascal and second, but Aiden Shive and Bryce Shelley in a torrid battle for that #3 spot. Christopher Blackmare in the #5 spot. Looks like Leo Tucker in 7th. That behind Quentin Pruniers.
Prune Air.
Silent S. Hey, that works.
Old guys like us eat prunes and we breathe air is what Mike said. Mike
Prune Air.
So Prune Air. Hey, shout out to the entire Tucker family. See them down there. Leo Tucker running in that #6 spot right now. Love those guys. Tucker Trucking Company. They're out there in the Ironman area. But Mr. Tucker, hello to you, bro. You're a great guy. Leo doing a great job out there as well. Glad you guys are with us this week.
Well, Dax Bennick trying to work his magic from back at 8th spot right now. Looks like latching on Benjamin Garib.
Yeah, I think Ben went down maybe on the first lap. I had him up there like 2nd or 3rd position on that first lap. I may be wrong, but possibly went down, but I had him up there quite a bit higher.
Well, speaking of Tucker under pressure now from Dax Bennick, and looks like Garib, that 39 machine, and Garib putting himself in a little better position almost, look like. And we got a pass for almost a pass for seconds. Haiden Shive challenging Pascal. We got 2 big races going on right now, Megawatt. The battle for second and the battle for like 3rd and 4th place position, or 4th and 5th place positions of Pascal and Shive. They check in 0.132 apart.
Look at this. Holy cow. Shive went clear underneath Pascal, rubbed his leg with that front tire. Pascal never shut the Honda off, maintains that 2nd position, and the whole time Shelley's sitting there on that Yamaha just waiting for somebody to make a mistake.
And Tucker still in 6th, Garib in 7th now as Dax Bennick drops back to the number 8 spot in that little fisticuffs out there. Back at the top of the Gator now as we're looking at this battle for the number 2 spot. Pascal still holding steady on the Honda out of Colorado. Haiden Shive on that Kawasaki, trying to put himself in position as we're working our way back here, Megawatt.
And Pascal just riding defensively right now. Shive going anywhere he can find room, anywhere he's got vision. Shive to the inside now. Does he get on the rear fender? Can he get the drive down this straightaway, Rodney?
Well, I'll tell you, a good move there on the outside with the 74 machine, but will it be enough coming into this section? Look at that momentum that Shive drives into that roller section with, but look at that authority that Pascal is firing back with. Not going to be enough, though, as he gets passed by both those riders coming up behind him.
Told you Shelley was sitting in the perfect spot. He was sitting back there just waiting for a mistake. He knew Shive was going to force the issue, and when he did, tucked in on the rear fender, came along for the ride. Look at Dax Bennick now. Dax Bennick going to work on everybody. He goes to the inside right now. He said, heck with this.
Man, that happened real fast. Learned his lesson from a lap ago. And Prunair is right there at the back of this battle for second right now, guys. We got Pascal, or Shive, Pascal, Bryce Shelley, and Prunair all right there battling for second as Shive will check in the number 2 spot. Pascal in 3rd, Shelley is 4th. Prunair in the number 5 position. But look at this, a 148 for Prunair, a 148 for Bennick as well, but he's about 5 seconds behind those riders. But more importantly, Prunair is going to be one to watch, I think, through this next lap, or maybe 2 laps of racing in this battle for second place.
And the problem for everybody else, the 238, Haiden Deegan, a 147.7 last time around, increasing that gap up to 12 seconds here on lap number 4. This one's going to go 20 minutes plus 1 lap. Haiden Deegan putting in absolutely perfect laps right now.
I'll tell you, Deegan doing what he had to do early on. He might be glad that he did that, because these guys they're coming out. They're ready.
They're swinging, no doubt about that, Rodney. But the problem is going to slow each other down just a bit as they lock into these battles. You can see that lap time, 149 for Shive, 151 for Pascal. Shelley a 151 as well.
Prunair. Oh,
down goes Shive.
Oh, is that Shive?
No.
Prunair.
Yeah, Prunair. Sorry, yeah, Prunair.
Trying to get around Shelley and Pascal there in that battle. Heartbreaker there for the 319 Frenchman. This kid's certainly opening up a lot of eyes here in American motocross, and I think they said that he's going to be going, or he said he's going to be going back. But here's a replay on that. What happened here? He just got too far over into that soft and bounced over.
It actually kicked him, Ronnie. Got into that soft, like you said, and brought him clear off of the track into the berm right over there. Takes out a tough block, and that's the end of that.
Absolutely. But I believe he said yesterday on podium he would be heading back to France, but man, I really hope we get to see him back over here some more. He really a lot of fun to watch, and going to bring a whole element, a new element to this A-class and amateur racing here in America.
Oh, no question about that. Has a totally different style, has great speed, a lot of fun to watch. So looking forward to the next time we get to see Prunair.
Well, here's the way things are looking now after 5. It is Deegan out front with a 13.5 second lead over Haiden Shive. Bryce Shelley, the 34, in 3rd. Jackson Pascal in 4th. Dax Bennick now up to the number 5 spot, and right behind him in tow is Benjamin Garib. Cross flags are out on this one, this lap around, by the way. Trevin Nelson running 7th, Christopher Blackmore in 8th, Eddie Nora is 9th, Reagan Cochran rounding out the top 10. Tucker, who was battling for one of those top 5 positions earlier, now back in the number 13 spot. So you see that the
pace will get you, man.
Yeah.
The pace will get a hold of you. It's a mental game. He was locked in a battle from the drop of the gate, Rodney. He had 2 riders in front of him, 2 riders behind him, doing his best. Picked up a couple spots and then became a victim as I believe Bennick, Pascal, Shelley came through.
So Deegan looking for this one. Last half a lap. Probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 14, 15 seconds. But man, what's going on behind him will not relinquish, I don't think, until the checkers finally fly. Dax Bennick on the charge more here as he's reeling in. Was that passing, or is that a lap right, or who we got here? That Bryce Shelley, I believe.
I believe that's Shelley.
That is Shelley. Just ahead
Shelley,
now
yes.
is Haiden Shive. So Shive is next on the order. Was about 2.5 seconds ahead of Bryce Shelley. Now 2.9 seconds ahead of Dax Bennick. Bennick turning a 1:47.7, nearly 2 seconds faster than Haiden Shive. This could get really interesting, really fast in the race for second place now.
Yeah, last time around, Bennick, fastest guy on the track with that 1:47.7, picked up a couple spots. And again, like you said, he's going after Shive right now. It's time to go to the second shift, time to clock in, do some work.
Over the top of the Gators back now as they make that hard left-hand turn, 180 degrees. Now dropping back down into the heart of the Gator back cycle course. Dax Bennick got his sights set on the 731 Kawasaki of Haiden Shive. He sees him now as they enter the back section and work their way toward the Gators' tail now. What kind of distance can Bennick gain on the 731 of Shive, or will he? Will Shive rise to the occasion as we exit this section of the race course now and begin our trek back toward the finish line? Man, I think Bennick may have gained another half second to a second off that Gators tail. As we wind our way around, we see the real estate shrinking up even more.
Shive's a bad dude, but the bottom line is the pace belongs to Bennick right now. The faster guy on the track is Bennick. He's not eating any roost. He doesn't have any pressure from behind.
Yes.
So he's got one mission, dispatch of Haiden Shive, and that's exactly what he's trying to do right now, closing that gap with every corner. Again, nearly 2 seconds a lap faster last time around. Dax Bennick is comfortable right now. He's in the mid part of the race. He knows exactly what he has to do. And look
on
at
the
this.
tip of the tater scale, we were looking at nearly 2 seconds that separated these guys. They are nose to tail and drag racing up the finish line jump, and side by side. Dax Bennick does not get credit for the pass till after they land, and now Bennick takes over the number 2 spot. Haiden Shive in the number 3 spot. I'm sure wondering what just happened.
You know he is. And that's what I told you. Bennick had the pace for the last 3 laps. Bennick was in the flow. He's extremely comfortable. Look at the body language of Bennick right now.
Dude, he looked like he was riding a rocket-propelled motorcycle there.
And he's totally comfortable right now. He's having a good time doing that. That's what made him so deadly fast right now. He found that groove. He's super comfortable with that pace. Not only was able to catch up within the lap, dispatched him, and look at this, opens up about 10 bike lengths immediately, Rodney.
And the Star Racing Yamaha folks have got a lot to be excited about heading toward the future for sure, as Dax Bennick in second now. Haiden Deegan on point on this one. These are their 2 stars, obviously, and it is so exciting to watch this all unfold.
So taking a look again, Dax Bennick on your monitor right now, all alone, trying to eat into that gap. Now knows he's going to have a tall task at hand, trying to get up, match the pace, close the gap on Haiden Deegan, but puts himself into that number 2 ride, going to set out. Now it's all about good laps, Rodney.
Yeah, absolutely. Just putting them down. Lap 8 in the history books now.
Bummed out for our friend Jordan Jarvis. Got a pretty good start and then cleaned out, I believe. Has some problems with the foot right now, but Jordan Jarvis 110% at all times. Love hanging out with her and Pop. Pop's a good dude. And one thing they're about coming out and racing.
I like bench racing with her. She's great to announce with.
Absolutely.
She finished 18th in Moto 1. She opened up. I think she was 16th here in the second Moto. But like you said, man, she's suffering from the foot injury, and that's kind of tough to do, especially when they've been track. Check this out. A lap down. Prunaire is now back on it, and he is trying to run the pace with Haiden Deegan. Not trying to force any issues, obviously, but what he is doing, I think he's proving a point to himself and maybe to the rest of the world as well.
To himself, Rodney, but what the concern is, of course, is the two of them maybe get together. Maybe there's a mistake somewhere. What's he doing? Shouldn't be trying to race with the leader a lap down. That will be the question. But right now, there's some gap. Prunaire, it's a mind game to himself. Like you said, he's proven a point. I've got the pace. I've got the speed. But you should not be racing with the leader right now.
Well, what kind of statement would it make if he was a lap down and was able to pass the leader? I mean, not saying that Deegan is necessarily on the point right now to where he's racing his fastest lap, settling into a much slower pace. But at the same time, anytime competition starts rolling up behind you, you would think that he is going to elevate his level of riding as well.
Yeah, that time around 148 for Haiden. He's starting to back it off just a bit. I think that might be giving Prunaire a little false sense of security as well. So might be giving him a little extra confidence that is a bit clouded.
Prunaire actually one lap down in 23rd position, with 8 laps in the history books on this one.
We've seen it indoors. We've seen it. We saw it on the Supercross track. We've seen it out here. Haiden able to match the pace. Haiden able to come from behind. Okay, good start, bad start. He's been able to seal the deal. Any doubter should have been put to rest this week. Okay, any doubter should have been shut right up by Danger Boy this week. He's been unmatched on speed. He's brought the results. Okay, and nobody's been able to hold that pace. So love it or hate it, the bottom line is he's been the fastest dude here this week.
Hey, you cannot take anything away.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nonsense.
It actually it's entertaining to know the mindset of some of the folks out there, the way they get so upset about things like that, and the way they shoot their mouths off. And then when he comes out and puts on, you know, this is one thing to get the whole shot and run away with, but what he did in that first Moto, buried back in the 20s on that first lap to work his way through the pack, that was
3 plus 3, 6. 4 plus 2, 6. 5 plus 1, 6. I don't care how you add it up, Rodney. The fastest dude on the track this week.
Absolutely.
Period.
And Deegan right now taking his...
And our man Jim got to be proud this week of his riders. Dax Bennick, Danger Boy out there under the tutelage of Jim. Doing a great job. The Star Yamaha guys making it happen.
Absolutely. 16 years old. There's Jordan Jarvis right there. We see back in that 22nd place position, suffering with the foot ailment. But just 16 years old is Haiden Deegan. And, you know, still, you know, a boy by most rights whenever you look at the big picture, and able to go out and produce the results that he did in the Outdoor Motocross National at the end of the season. Just impressive, no doubt.
He's been a part of our game since he started that social media stuff on 65s, 85s, that type of thing. So he's so familiar to you. The bottom line is his learning curve is sharper than anybody else on the track right now, okay? Can't deny it, period. It's a fact.
It most certainly is that, and we are waning through the closing moments of this one and watching Haiden Deegan. Prunaire, as we said, that 3:19, a lap down after the little get off. He was battling back there from a top 5 position, trying to work his way through the pack. Dax Bennick now 18 seconds back in second place, and a lot to be said about that Star Racing Yamaha rider as well. You know, he all heart, you know, a lot, we say that about a lot of riders, but he is another one of those riders that is all heart, coming out of Morganton, North Carolina. Familiar for me mainly because of GNCC, but I know in that area there's a lot of great racers that come out of there. Most of the Morganton, North Carolina riders are woods riders. This rider, though, not a woods rider. He is by far and away one of the top motocross pilots in the nation.
And they're all tough dudes. It's rugged country there. They don't have easy practice tracks. That
Right.
Nothing lackadaisical about the mentality over there in Morganton, North Carolina.
White flag is waving on this one, and it appears that Haiden Deegan is on track for his 12th lap complete here in about 1 minute and 40 seconds, and the conclusion of the 258 class should be able to take home another win here at the Mini-O's. Should line him up, I'm thinking, for pretty good some of those overall top awards that we're looking at.
For sure.
So Bennick also outstanding performance, kind of overshadowed, I think, obviously by Haiden Deegan, but these two are the future stars of the sport. There's no doubt.
Certainly.
Even the number 3 spot, Aiden Shive, is 4th. Garib, as we said, in 4th. Bryce Shelley in 5th. Trevin Nelson in 6th. Jackson Haskell, after up in the number 2 spot and battling for that spot, drops to a 7th place position. Christopher Blackmer gaining some time there in the 8th place position. He's gained on Pascal. He might get around. And Dylan Rempel in 9th. Eddie Noriak Jr. will round out the top 10 after 11 laps of racing.
Well, you can see the body position right now. You can see on the track, Danger Boy definitely throttling back right now, just trying to bring this home. Wants to keep it on 2 wheels. Had a gap of about 17 seconds, so he's absolutely secure. And again, we were talking about Prunaires tucking in behind him. What you got to remember, though, Prunaires had a whole lap to pick the bike back up, catch his breath, and then he pulls out behind him. So if that makes you feel better, that's okay. All right, but the bottom line was you had a whole lap to catch your breath, and then all of a sudden you pull out on a clean track behind the leader and you try to match the pace. So okay, whatever. But hats off. I'm a Prunaire fan already.
Absolutely.
But the bottom line is the man of the hour. You're looking at him right now, the 238 of Haiden Deegan.
Haiden Deegan taking the win there. Dax Bennick should check up in the number 2 spot. Again, stellar performances by the Star Racing Yamaha team here with us this week. Benjamin Grieve in the number 3 spot, Aiden Shive in 4th.